Hi guys, welcome back to yet another video. My name is Martin, or Aussie Comic Book Collector, if you want to call me that. What I do on this channel is I show off 4 comic books that I've selected from random and I end on a key issue. I also like to show off books that don't get a lot of attention on other channels. So if that's something you want to see, please put down in the comments down below that you want to see that. Please like and subscribe, that would be great. But here are the books here. I'm just going to crack into it. The first one I want to show off is Team X 2000. The first issue, I think this was a one-off. And let's see, we've got Falcon in the back here, and Cable, and Deathbird, and Bishop, and yeah, this I don't know who this is. I just don't know. But when I was reading the X-Men, this was in the at the end of the 90s into the 2000s. Bishop was thrown into the Shi'ar Empire and going off on adventures with Deathbird here. And this was maybe a testing ground to see if he could sustain his own series whilst being in space. So it was a whole lot of like big muscles, big guns, big space action. But what it also had was a lot of exposition and a lot of stuff kind of dragging it down. I think for a series like this, what needs to work is that the art needs to pop, and you need to be able to grab the reader's attention without an excess of exposition. But that's just my point of view. If you're someone who likes to read and read and read copious amounts of exposition, please let me know in the comments down below. I will add very quickly that I think Chris Claremont was kind of guilty of that to a certain degree. I feel if he toned it down with the wording, the series would have flowed a little bit better. But I certainly don't want to disparage Chris Claremont, because he is a legend. I am not. There's a reason why he is the X-Men go-to guy. But there we go. So that's Team X 2000. The next one I want to show off is Hellblazer issue 24, the final issue. And when did this come out? I don't know. It doesn't have the date, but I don't think this is a final issue. I don't think this is the final time we've seen John Constantine. I think it's just the final issue of this run. I don't know too much about it, because it's one of those books that okay, it's a final issue. I'm going to read it. I'm going to package it and put it away. But there we go. So that's the final issue of Hellblazer. Next up, we have issue 3 of Hex. Now, if you're a fan of the channel, you know that I'm a fan of Jonah Hex. I have, I think, every single appearance of Jonah Hex in comic book form. Actually, you know what? Maybe there's a few that I don't have. Maybe a handful. But what DC tried to do with Hex at this time, which was mid 80s, so this was November 1985, they had him, he was thrown into the future, into this post-apocalyptic war zone, and it went for like 12 issues, I think. It had mostly Mark Texeira artwork, so beautiful artwork, but kind of cliche, especially now when you read them. It's very much cliche, but there's a lot to enjoy. It's just certainly a different take on Jonah Hex here. Now, the last issue I want to show off, the key issue, it's an early Daredevil. It's issue 24, with Gene Colan on art duties. What's this sticker say? Cover off, lower staple. Okay, so there we go. The cover's off and the lower staple's got some issues. This was, as you can see, $7 back in the day. Probably still is $7. And we have Gazar here, looking absolutely incredible. Gazar is Marvel's version of Tarzan, and when he is done right, or when he is done a certain way, he can be a very interesting character. His late 90s series was a great read. It's up there somewhere. I want to get them out and show, like, do a whole issue dedicated to Gazar. Maybe one day. It's underneath a pile of other comic book boxes. But I also just want to show off, what is Daredevil doing on this cover? He's kind of just like planking. Yeah. Okay. So that's the key issue for the video. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe if you wish to. I very much appreciate it. I say that always, but I really do appreciate all the people who subscribe and all the people who comment. You guys are all great. Thank you so much. I will catch you next one.